1923, the University of Alabama offered Wade their head coaching position. What they got was an iron disciplinarian who immediately transformed the culture of Alabama football. Wade's players called him the Bear.
We ride with legends, we roll with pride. From Wade to Saban, the Crimson Tide. 18 rings, the record's clear. Dynasty built year after year. We teach the past, we preach the now. We break it down, show you how. From Bryant's grit to Bama's roll, we stomp the field and on the score. Around the herd, we speak the truth. Where glory lives and legends prove. Basketball's rise, so it leads the way. Final four dreams in full display. Gymnastics flips with flawless grace. Champions born in every space. We honor hustle, we praise the grind. Every sport, every tight mind. From hardwood heat to balance beam. We rep the red, we rep the team. Around the herd, we speak the truth. Where glory lives and legends prove. Around the herd, we speak the truth. Where glory lives and legends prove. We don't just talk, we educate. Breaking down plays, we elevate Heisman runs and draft day fame. We know the stats, we name the game. Rivals tremble when down us kneel. We bring the facts, we bring the fear. The same just hype its legacy. The tide rolls deep in history. Around the herd, we speak the truth. Where glory lives and legends prove. So tune in loud, let the story unfold. Of crimson fire and heart so bold. We shine the light on every wind. From past to present we dive in. This show's for fans who bleed that red. Who know the names, the paths they tread. We're not just proud, we're certified. The voice, the pulse of Crimson Tide. Around the herd, we speak the truth. Where glory lies and legends prove. Around the herd, we speak the truth. Where glory lies and legends prove.
Roll Tide, combination, roll tide. Welcome to Tight Sports, the Alabama football minicast. Thank you for joining me today on whichever virtual space you have chosen. Tell everybody to lock me in as we get ready for this championship ride. Oh man, gather around. Let's talk about your Alabama Crimson, the greatest dynasty the world has ever seen. I mean, Chelsea United, Chelsea's pretty good, but they ain't got nothing on the Tide. Not a doggone thing. But before I get rolling, please share a pound with a brother and drop it right on that subscribe button. As you settle in, we are trying to make it to 1,000 before we get put out the playoffs or before we get come home with a trophy. One or the other. Let's get it going. How about January 1st? We're gonna make that happen. Let's see. I need the power of the people to keep pushing this channel forward and make it worthwhile. You know what I'm saying? And always remember, if I successfully stimulate the happy juice in your gray matter and make your funny bone jiggle, please let the algorithm know what we're doing over here and poke that like button right in the eye. Let's get down to it, folks. Tide Nation, I hope you enjoyed the new intro. I really did. I put a lot of heart into that. I would love to tell y'all how I put that together, but I won't because I'm stingy. Anyway, let's talk about the man steering this ship. The man who people wanted gone. They wanted that man fired so much after, what was that? Let's see, the Vanderbilt game last year. Nope, Tennessee lost. because we didn't know what we was doing. You know, you got every reason, Coach DeBoer, to puff your chest out. I'm sorry. You do. You know, we can't crown him like flawless or nothing. Let's break it down for a minute. This man is still got a great winning percentage for 2 years as a coach with the Crimson Tide. Nick Saban went to the SEC championship and lost. He didn't lose like that, but he ain't Nick Saban either. So get him man a break. You know what I'm saying? He's won NAIA titles. He won with the Washington and conference championships over there. We still working the kinks out, but we all right. Offensive innovation for new, highly developed football that changing, your players are changing all the time. We didn't lose that many players. We didn't lose any players on scholarship last year, and it shows. But they are being very innovative. You know, even Coach Saban went from a power game to throwing the ball around the yard to finding somewhere in between. Y'all remember when the pistol formation came? Everybody was talking about, well, where's the fullback? You know, it's like, but when he won that championship, it's quiet. It was quiet. He schemes his receivers open. He maximizes mismatches. The defense, you got to be thrilled with the defense. I know it don't look like it used to look, but it keeps people out of the end zone. You know, and we'll talk a little bit about the Georgia game. Well, I ain't gonna spend a lot of time on it. That's one of those tapes. You really just gotta set it on fire and move on. It was just bad. But you look at 28-7, when it comes to the defense lost 7-7. Yeah, defense lost 7. 3 turnovers. They ain't got nothing to do with defense. We just better hope we can hold on to Kane Womack for one more season. The quarterback development, I mean, Ty was on fire. He's taking a step back. I got all the rumors out there saying everything from he's injured to he's in his head. I don't know, but you know, I think he needs some help. 5 Adam, what's going on with you? Roll Tide to you, man. Roll Tide to you. He said, can we get Sam Pittman as the OL coach next year? I would like to second that emotion if I could, because that's exactly what I had on my mind. You know, he's at home, he got a check. You can come down and hang out, you know what I'm saying? Keep the boys, you know, I don't know if it's a zone or what's the opposite of a zone blocking scheme, but whatever we're doing, either we need to get somebody to make them really much better at it in the next 12 days, or we need to next year just go in a different direction. Because I know we got the talent. The talent has to be coached up, you know. So I agree with that. But getting back to what I was saying, the culture of discipline at DeBoer, you know, he don't tolerate a lot of sloppiness, especially on and off the field. You know, he don't put a lot of people's business in the street unless you put it in the street, like young Mr. Kirkpatrick, you know, but he handles the discipline. And I think I'm going to just say you can't be as stringent as you used to be with players a long time ago. Anybody old enough to remember the battles between Reggie Jackson and Billy Martin? Eventually, Billy Martin would get fired because they weren't getting rid of Reggie Jackson. They paid him too much, and he played too well. Then they fired him, they brought him back. But in today's day, you can't just be yelling at these kids. 2 things you can't do in this new era of football, and it's simple. When you think about it, you can't treat them like it's 1975. You can't treat it like you Bear Bryant in College Station at Texas A&M. What do they call them? The Junction Boys, where they playing in fire. What was it? Rock? It wasn't even the rocks. They said the rocks on the field were not the problem. The fire ant beds on the field, that wasn't the problem. It was these little spurs, or little small cacti that grew in the grass, the cuckabugs or whatever you call them. That was the problem. Ain't nobody playing that in 2026. Ain't nobody doing that. You can't treat people like you treat them like back in those days. Yes, those days were different. You know what I'm saying? You got a concussion, you think your neck halfway broke. You're probably right, but you better be on that field in the morning. Can't do it no more. And you can't lie to people. Oh, yeah, you come up here and it's going to be an open competition for the quarterback position. You come over here to Alabama, we think we're going to have you playing in years, game 6, you're going to get whatever position it is. That kid don't play in that first year. You done told him he going to play, gone. Because you got to think about it. If somebody gave you $100,000, there's somebody that really willing to give you $150,000. So I like the culture we got going thus far. It was so well that everybody stayed this year except for 4 walk-ons. And he's doing a good job at that. So I'm just saying, do you expect to see Nick Saban, a Nick Saban type person Exactly. Like in 2025, I don't know how successful, or 26, how successful that would be. So I like the culture thus far and how it looks. Next, the recruiting momentum. I think they still top 5. They still top 5 in recruiting, folks. They still doing that thing of recruiting. He's still putting up numbers. You know, you're gonna have your flips here, there, and the other. You can't stop no kid from taking care of his mama. It was like, son, they're gonna give you $175,000 to go to Alabama. Yeah, but mama, I love you. And $300,000, it go a lot further around here. Like, yeah, which interstate did we take to get to this? What school was that anyway? You just can't stop it, you know. And he's coached us through some big games in a composed type of way. Because let's be honest, the way the running game has looked, the way some of these games have looked, we could have just as easily. And this, I think this goes for any team, but we could have just as easily had at least 2 more losses. I mean, easily could have had 2 more losses. And the glaring issue is still there. You got the running game. We don't know what to fix it. I don't know running backs, because I know that some of those running backs can pass block. Then some of them can't, although they are very agile and they can slip through holes and do all this other stuff. But one problem I think Coach Grubb is having is every time you put this back in, the defense is thinking A or B. You put that back in, they're thinking A or B. You know, and you tell it, you know, like they're not about to run the ball with that guy back there. They got him in there for a pass blocking because they haven't given the ball all night. And you can sneak people, and then this stuff we're doing. Poor Coach Grubb. I mean, he still thinks he can psych out the defense. That third play of the game, Lassie Brooks, who is like 185, 195 pound rookie or a freshman receiver, 3rd and 4. I'll never forget it. He goes in motion this way. Then he came back this way. Then he set up in the up back position. Every time they send a receiver back there that's going to get the ball, you know he gets the ball and go the opposite way, right? It's like, if this guy who I have vision impairment, if I can see that sitting in my humble abode, I think a defensive coordinator can see it too. I just wonder, how many times do you think you're going to either you beat these guys straight in the face. I mean, if you, as Beast Mode says, if you run the ball effectively right through their face over and over and over and over, times 12 again, you can run left and right, because it's not gonna be a lot of people on defense that's even looking for you no more. They don't want no more. And we're nowhere near that. But somehow they won 10 games. I gotta give it to them, man. That's a heck of an accomplishment. We've thrown it around, and even now with Ty into his thing, in his head injury, whatever, he's still doing that thing. 10 wins, and then you want us to turn around and beat a team that we already beat. Should you be able to do it? Yeah, you can do it. You can do it. But you beat them. You beat them. Everybody says, and people forget this, that was the biggest road win of the season. What was it? 33-game win streak between the hedges. 33 games counted up. That ain't like 12 a year, because you only play about 8 home games a year. That's almost 4 years of games. They had a winning streak. We went in there and shut that down. That's huge. You think the committee don't know about that? But if we don't fix this run game, Chris Kapilovic, whatever, I don't know. He's under a microscope. The SQ hadn't matched the talent. Holes are opening up. The backs aren't getting stuffed as soon as they get in. I got the film guy over there. I'm sorry I can't. I love his work, because he's teaching me stuff. I'm not a big football X and O guy, but he's teaching me stuff, and there's stuff about the combo blocks. Either we stay in the combo blocks like we want a double team, or we double team like it's a combo block, and the plays are just, I just think that either Chris Kapilovic needs some help, or he need that, you do that, who out there know what the needs improvement program is when you get on your performance appraisal? Needs improvement. He need to go train with somebody, or just bring in Sam Pittman, like 5 Adams said. Just bring him on in, man. Just bring him on in and get that man some help. Or let Chris, send him on a sabbatical for 2 years and we let somebody come in here that teach these boys not only how to execute these plays, execute these run plays, but somebody that can bring back the nasty. Because Jaden Roberts, I think, is the nastiest. He's the nastiest, most motivated lineman we got. But for some reason, he can't get on the field. This man squats 900 pounds, but we have no use for it, which is insane. I want to put that. I was saying, like, throw Jaden Roberts. What you call it? Little I don't know what you call it, the flanker screen thing where it's a run play. Throw that to him. Don't give it to Proctor. I need Proctor out there healthy. I don't need him twisting the ankle trying to do his Gale Sears. Or as I said, Whale Sears. Let's throw that to Jaden Roberts. Let Jaden Roberts get in that up back position and give him a ball on 3rd and 2. Anything like that instead of lining up 3rd and 2, 4th and 2, and throwing the ball. I don't understand. I think there's a real disconnect between the offensive coordinator and the offensive line coach. That's the breakdown. When we can't get rid of girl, because sometimes coaches can be arrogant. Coaches are sitting up in their palatial palace up in Seattle, like, oh, they're requesting me down in Tuscaloosa. I guess I must go and share with them my brilliance. And then you get down here and people punching your doggone running backs in the face. And you're like, wait a minute, the passing game is all right. It's all right, but the running game, we had 1,000-yard backs out there at Washington. What's going on with my run game? Oh, it can't be me. It must be them, or maybe I lack understanding. And I think that'll work out inside of Grubb's head because I still see some weirdness in his play call. But his basic play calls, I'm seeing running backs go to the line and they stop. I don't know why they're stopping, but I think it's going to work itself out. But I think like maybe Chris Kapilovic, there has been a degradation in the line. First losing Tyler Booker. Next, you just been there 2 years and they're getting worse. So bad that we got a freshman playing tackle. That means whatever he really, really learned, he learned in high school. All we about to do under this offensive line coach is screw that up. He's about to be a premier tackle. Will Conformer was out there last year. They moved him to guard. What's going on that these guys can't hold down a position once they get into it? I don't get it. So either Chris Kapilovic needs some retraining, some serious assistance, or he need to be replaced. Because Alabama in this mediocrity, we can't, in the trenches, it's going to get us blown up. I don't know how long we last in this playoffs. I do not know, but we will find out in a couple of days because it's going to be the litmus test. Can you get past Oklahoma? But I don't know what the other teams look like after that. I'm focused on Oklahoma, and I'm going to be breaking that down a little bit every day as we make this march closer and closer to playing, to going out in Norman, and we better be storming when we get there. We better be pissed off. You better be seeing red, and we better ready to drown everybody in that doggone stadium in Norman, Oklahoma. Yeah. So we're not going to be good. We don't want to be good. We want to be unstoppable. And the first sign of being unstoppable is having a strong running game. So I hope y'all agree with that. Let's see. Go back to see what's in the comments real quick. 5 Adam says our 2026 class is second on 247, fourth on 3. Used to be like 3. Used to be 3. Recruiting. I think Rivals got bought up by On 3, and all of them going to be in one place after a while. That's very true. Like I said, the man is doing a good job. I mean, it's hard to replace legends. I mean, go talk to Ray Perkins if he hasn't gone on, and see how difficult it is to replace somebody that's done all this stuff. It was hard for people to even follow up against Gene Stallings. Gene Stallings was about to go on the same run until the man took him down. He said, please try to go to transfer or go to the NFL. I don't know, man. I'm telling you like this. I agree with your first part of that. I hope he can pull it together, maybe have like 2 good wins, 2 great games, and he can go get fixed up with one of the agents and move on. I still want to see Mr. Mack. I want to see the Mack. I don't know if I watched enough of this film I want to see the Mac. I think the Mac may do what Ty is not doing kind of right now. I think Austin Mack gets in there. He's spinning that thing so smooth, he's spinning so sweet. And he's been with DeBoer a long time. And that gives us maybe 2 years with Keelan, but I don't know. I take either one, but I want to see that, man, that guy, he has a commanding presence. What is he, 6'6"? You know, he came out of high school at 17. I kind of want to see what the Mac gonna do. Next, I see a Natty. Okay. I'm not on board. Y'all taking it one game at a time with this running game, because who expected 28-7? Huh? I did call a loss against Oklahoma and Georgia this year. Didn't see FSU coming. If anybody can tell me truly, I mean seriously, holding on to whatever faith article you have and tell me you saw us losing to FSU. Well, I think Huggy Beard, many people did see it because they thought Gus Manzone would be ready to take us out. I take that back. So I think a lot of people saw it. I just was a little blinded by their suckiness. Their suckiness was like, it's on 10-12. But he pieced them together for one game, one doggone game, and it almost cost us our shot at the doggone playoffs. Who do you want to replace Shepard as wide receiver coach next year? The Knicks guy from Auburn. If he ain't working, he might as well come over here, keep on working, man. He might as well come over here, keep on working. He's office coordinator. He got that mind. But if you're out of work, I think we need to open back up the Capstone Coaching Clinic. People, if you don't know what the Capstone Coaching Clinic is, it has produced many, many, many coaches for the FBS. They're all over the place. You got Lane Kiffin. You got Steve Sarkisian. It just goes on and on. You got even my guy, what's his name, up at Indiana? I forget his name. He also was part of the Capstone Coaching Clinic. I want to see him come on over, share with us. You know, come and, as the Bible says, sup with us and share what you know about Auburn University program, you know, and their players. And maybe bring a wide receiver with you. I hear there's somebody looking to move around. Now, Alabama fans, now y'all know if we had a chance to get one of them receivers, as we should be losing Jeremy Bernard and Isaiah Horton, I think this year, wouldn't it be a great pickup to go out and get one Cam Coleman? He was this close. You see Antonio Coleman, their defensive lineman, he's leaving. He was initially an Auburn commit. Then he flipped to Alabama. Then he flipped back to Auburn. Now he's leaving. I don't know why or whether he's. I ain't even looked at him because once you're gone, you're gone. But it would be very nice. Let's see who's next coming here. Z Harwell. Bama needs some juice if they're going to make a run. Yeah, I do believe that. Do you think the Carolina Panthers will make the play? The Carolina Panthers, Tampa Bay, Atlanta. Atlanta's not a problem for you. New Orleans not a problem for you. Baker's a little bit banged up. I think they need one more year, man. I do. I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I keep my eye on the big boys. I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I'm watching Bryce. I'm even watching Judy up there in Cleveland. Up there cursing out Shedeur Sanders. I think that they're gonna be a good little duo. But I think y'all need another year, man, because one day I look at y'all look world beaters. Y'all be killing the Falcons. The next minute it's like, nah. So you got young receiver. I think one more year for Bryce to get his gel on. I never forget. I tell people the first time I saw Bryce in the cleanup duty for Coker. I looked on the field. I was like, and he threw a bunch of ground balls and ball slipping out of his hand. And it was like his ball was too big for him or something. I was like, somebody need to come get their baby off the field. Can somebody get their baby off the field for this baby get hurt? So small. He was so small, but he's showing signs of improvement. Some people take a while to do it, but he's on his way. So we can beat Sooners in Indiana if Ty gets healthy. Adam, have you heard exactly if he's injured? Because I heard some rumors all over the place about what's going on with different people. But they say that this man is injured and something with in his back. I don't know if it is his back, but if he's injured, I mean, that doesn't make me feel good about Austin Mack. Because like we rather for you to play with a slip disc than put Austin Mack in the game. Our team is better off with your leadership and composure than we are to have Austin Mack take over right now, because he is a number 2 guy. I just really feel it was a heartfelt moment if you saw they were leaving the field there in Atlanta, and Tyler Booker ran up and he put his arm around Ty, man, and Ty's like this good kid. He's older, but he's almost like that 16-year-old high school quarterback in some of his demeanor and the way he flopped his head around, and he didn't put it on Booker's shoulder, but he really needed that hug, man. I was like, God. He really needed that hug, and I'm glad he got it, man. That was difficult. So next year, left tackle Jackson Lord, Michael Dubose, center Joseph Ionata, and Formby, and right tackle Carroll. I'm gonna tell you something right now. I wanted to see Michael Dubose on our defensive line. You go watch my, he played. Of course, these guys go 2 ways in high school, but the violence at which he played with. Some guys, I'm glad you're saying he's playing center. I think you got here, man. Left guard. I'm glad you got him playing at left guard, because he was playing tackle in high school and he had no technique, but it was all power and just aggression. It was almost like if some lady with a purse would have came to start beating him on his back in about 3 or 4 of the games I saw, I would have really said like, yeah, you deserve that. You don't, make sure you sign your letter of intent. But you leave your helmet on, you let that lady beat on you, because that boy was treating kids like they wasn't even human. I mean, he was, and it's bad when you're watching the clips and the referee is standing there, right? He's watching, and it's like I'm clearly seeing Micah pick this guy up because he's 100 pounds lighter than him, and he grabs him, he shakes him, then he throws him somewhere. That's holding, folks. But when you are overpowered, it don't matter. And then all the referee can say, like, I don't know why you ain't try to do one of your moves or rip them or run around them or jump to the. If you just try to go heads up with somebody that's 100 pounds more than you and they throw you out like you yesterday's newspaper, that's a you problem. I mean, I saw it a lot, but I saw all these guys. Jackson Lord, love him to death. All these guys. I'm looking forward, but we got to have a person to do what? Whether they 3, 4, 5, no stars, guess what got to happen? Somebody got to coach them up, because whatever they did in high school don't matter at the University of Alabama or any other university. QB Keelan Russell, yep. Ryan, yep. I think we're going to pick up another receiver too. So Horton is a junior, okay. Morgan, Mark Suter, I think you're going to see Caleb Edwards there. I think you're going to see Caleb Edwards at tight end. The guy's a beast, and he's kind of unemotional. You look at he got hit really hard the other day. That's probably hard. That was his welcome to the SEC moment right there in the game. He really got popped. In high school, he didn't experience stuff like that, but I think he's gonna be ready. Once they already thickening him up, I hope he don't turn until he gets too bulky. He's not really that fast, but he got hands. He got really good hands. He led his high school team in rebounding. He can catch. He comes in ready to catch. I really think you're going to see a lot of Caleb Edwards. And we should be running 2 to 3 tight ends anyway. Nobody guards the tight ends. We can win the Natty with this offense plus our defense. You better believe it. You better believe it. And it said Auburn game, they were putting the machine on his back. Yeah. Oh, the machine. Okay, on the side. Okay, yeah. So maybe he got some kind of pinched nerve or some kind of pull nerve in your back, which don't feel good, because I know all about that. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the Crimson Tide skeptics have been they've been sipping that lukewarm tea. But today we're going to talk about the elephant in the room, and I don't mean Big Al. We're going to talk about, the Crimson Tide and why they belong in the CFP. People talking, the haters talking about the loss column. Y'all got 3 losses, and look how y'all lost this. Notice SEC losses hit different, folks. FSU loss is inexplicable. I'll be the first to say that. And the loss to the Sooners is a solid loss. They did their thing. We messed up. They got us. But like the committee promised, the championship game was not going to be held against people, with Ole Miss and Oklahoma sitting there just relaxing on the sideline. It's just easy math. 12 and 13 are different numbers. The pre-playoff numbers is based on the regular season, not this thing that they contractually have to play. I didn't even know we was going until somebody said, "Oh, Alabama played. They beat Auburn. They going to Atlanta." I was like, "Why? That ain't where you. Based on last year, is not where you want to be anyway." Then you got the doggone strength of schedule. You may not believe this. You may not believe. Do you know that people still think that Alabama has an easy schedule? Oh yeah. They don't respect the SEC. Playing in the SEC is like running through a car wash with no soap. Every week you're getting hit, you're getting bruised, you're getting tested. Look at our injury reports. But multiple reports highlight that Alabama's faced one of the toughest schedules. I think number 4 when I looked at the professionals, not the people out there on, like myself in the podcast world. Even with 3 losses, the tied slate of SEC opponents and ranked matchups gave them, a stronger resume than teams like Notre Dame and Miami. Miami know what it means. Notre Dame know what they did. They just over there whining for no reason. The committee valued that Alabama had consistently battled elite competition. Now, we do have offensive balance problem. I'll admit that, but they won. They won. Don't mean you win your next game, but, the running game critique, it's a solid critique, but it ain't like we not trying to run some games better than others. It's true. The ground game is sputtered, but I have to say this. That don't disqualify you from no playoffs. When's that? What? That's like saying Michael Jordan should not be in the Hall of Fame because he didn't draw up enough plays on the sideline during timeout. Now, what kind of damn sense does that make? But what we do know, Alabama survived the SEC gauntlet, whether people don't like it or not. We survived the SEC gauntlet better than others, obviously, because they put us in the thing over there. They survived. The weekly war is proof enough. And even the other conferences, the SEC's plays chess with brass knuckles, period. Yes, we had an explosive passing attack most of the year. Receivers were torching people. We had like an aerial assault going on till late till our guy got dinged up. And look at the defense. The defense still looks like a top defense. When we needed stops, we've gotten most of them. We needed turnovers. Bray Hubbard out there just stopping folks dead in their track, making them get the ball up, getting interceptions, tip drills, Keon Saab and Zay Brown and all this. Even I saw back on the field the other day. Damani Jackson was out there balling the other day trying to do his best because Zay Brown was hurt. Coach has been very resilient through all these injuries, through all these off-field issues, through all the pressure caused by us. He's been resilient. He's persevered through all that, and he's helped his team to persevere through a lot of it as well. Because the injuries caught up with us on Saturday. I don't care what nobody say. Plus the fact we played the most physical game of anybody in the nation in the previous week, and that is the Iron Bowl against Auburn. I don't care what the score is. I wish they could either get rid of the championship game or get it away from 2 weeks from the regular season, because that's crazy. So we ain't out there playing patty cake with Duke. No, we're not doing that. We don't go out there trying to feel our way around the field. Now that Ohio State and Indiana thing sound like it got real physical, but that ain't typical. They just flying around doing their thing. The Oregon has brought the Pac-12 into the Big Ten, if you ask me. But we've persevered. The big game wins that Alabama has enjoyed. With 4 ranked opponents, first of all, Georgia, all them road wins, and we lost to them. But the overall body of work, and we were just steady at number 9. We, losing to a top tier opponent. Oh, we lost to a really good team. While other people out here struggling with suckers and getting beat down by nobodies at any given moment. We got ours. FSU, we slipped in the poll. We popped ourselves back up. And I'm not trying to be funny. Let's be real, man. we got a big brand. I'm not ashamed to admit it. College football is entertainment. Alabama brings eyeballs and ratings and respect to any kind of playoff because people show up to see us lose. Remember, Les Brown said, he said, if you are excited enough about a thing, people will show up to watch you burn. And that's what they feel about Alabama. They know that Alabama is the premier program in college football. Most recently, I admit that. People will show, they want to see us get beat down. They know the Crimson Tide are going to elevate that stage and more likely elevate that viewership. So without teams, with fans, we would not be cheering. Haters don't have no reason to hate. But you know what? Them bills got to be paid. So, baby, stop playing with me. Tuscaloosa News reported that the committee included Alabama to avoid a backlash of excluding the program with such a strong national profile. On my show the other day, Justin, he's a Bama fan. He got his own. He live in Arizona. Huh? We all over the place. Alabama consistent presence in big games. The recruiting depth and the reputation makes us a contender all the way over the place. We are battle tested, folks. Been punched in the mouth, answer back when we can. Just resilience is not a buzzword. Having an edge is not a buzzword. Where legends are MADE is not just some hook phrase to a song. SEC has a standard. And guess who it was set by? You heard the intro song? Wade Wallace, 1923. I don't know if y'all heard that clip. I want to remind people. Wade Wallace was hired in 1923. He brought a toughness to the University of Alabama that changed the program. The coaches call him Bear. Moving on. So let the haters say what they got to say, man. Alabama lost the game badly. A championship game at that, and only two teams was playing in. It wasn't a regular weekly game. The schedule was tough. You know, the running game, they can say that the haters can say our schedule wasn't tough. They can say we had a shaky game all over the place, all them arguments, but all these reasons I just laid out show you why they still included it at University of Alabama. So to the doubters, keep on talking. It helps us have more pride in our team. To the Tide faithful, keep rolling, because when the committee makes a call, you know, Alabama deserves to be in, and they ain't coming out unless some humongous scandal pop up real quick. And then the rest of college football just better buckle up, because you never know. You never know. You never know. You never know. It's a playoff. You never know what may pop up. What we got right here? 5 Adam, DL, Beeman. Go ahead and Bowman. You got him Bowman, Edge Pierre, Jordan Menard, the Bandit, Darrell Johnson, Abdul Sanders, A. Brown, Lee. Oh, yeah, Lee going to be on that card. Zay Brown, they're going to hold that down for a minute. Jordan Yvonne. I think you got to make space, though. You're going to have to make space. You're always going to have, especially when it comes to our losing Lawson, and I think Jefferson maybe. You're going to have to make space for maybe some leadership coming in from the port and along the defensive line, especially in the middle. If we can find a guy in the doggone JUCO that's hovering around 300 pounds, has already been pushing around grown men for 2 years and comes highly touted, got to make room. That's what it looks like, but you got to make room. I don't know if we're going to lose anybody in the portal. We may lose a couple people. Could lose 10, could lose 12, but you got to take advantage of it when you do. If you can bring in 6 that can really make a contribution, Isaiah Horton, you know, people that can really make a contribution, you got to go with that. You got to keep that in mind. So is that next year? Then, Xavier Griffin. I don't know. I'm still waiting for Duke Johnson to get on the field too now. Duke Johnson and Luke Metz. That's 2, I think, a 4 and a 5 star or 5 and 4 star respectively. Linebackers out of Georgia. They weren't no joke. I just hadn't seen them. So keep your eye open for them too. I got film on those guys. But before I go, I must address this mess, the proverbial green rat in the room. We got teams out here who are bowl eligible, who earned the right to play in one more game. And they're saying, nah, we're good. You know, that's just kind of weak to me. That's cowardly. College football is about competition, about finishing what you started and all this stuff. You know, coaches try to tell you, you got to do it for the team, blah, you know, all this stuff. And now you got a team that's saying, we ain't going to that bowl. You're not just quitting. You're robbing your own players for a chance to shine. And I'm not just talking about the green guys. But look at our freshmen of the year, I call them. Lysir Brooks, Michael Carroll. If I'm not mistaken, both of those guys showed up at Alabama around December. Got a chance to practice. Maybe Lysir doesn't make a key catch because he got a chance. You know, he doesn't make that key catch if he didn't get a chance to practice maybe 15 or 20 days last year before the Michigan game. Maybe Michael Carroll doesn't get a chance to impress the offensive line coach or the OC to say, hey, that kid's going somewhere. Think about it, man. That transfer who fought his way into the lineup, hoping that one more game gets him notice. That senior who's been grinding for 4 years, waiting on one last chance to showcase or impress the scouts. The draft-eligible junior who needs film. He think he got it, but he just needs film because he's trying to change his family's life. Yeah, he may have already graduated. Just because you're a junior on the field, I don't mean you ain't graduated. He needs reps to maybe prove one more time. I ain't gonna lie. What's the OJ Howard for Alabama? When we got in the post game, what was it? It was the SEC championship and two or one. That turned that guy into a first or second rounder. You just never know. People need to be able to prove every chance they get that they need to be in the NFL conversation. But because what happens is if you don't get your chance to shine, even though you have had a great year, some of these guys gonna come out here and they're gonna look like they're just world beaters. So declining the bowl game slams the door on all those guys. Not to mention some families like, hey son, we're not coming down for this game, but we're gonna, catch the bowl game where we can get, because grandma want to come to the game, and Uncle Jesse, he ain't been doing good, but if he's doing good, he gonna wherever y'all go to the bowl, if y'all, we're gonna come see y'all then. And then all of a sudden, ain't none of that. Ain't nothing to get ready for. It is cruel, petty, and cowardly, in my opinion. These games aren't just exhibitions, they're auditions, folks. Sometimes you do play a weaker opponent, or you play a better opponent. Like, hey, that guy's over there at such and such group of 5 school. Let's see how he does against such and such school. He got a little defense on him. Then he goes out there and I never forget watching that bowl game played in by Steven Jackson, UNLV. He was catching a wheel route. First of all, he had about 3 or 4 touchdowns that bowl game, but he was catching a wheel route. Come out the backfield, you go around. He's running full speed. Everybody's like, oh, he runs a 4.4. Ball got there, bang. Steven kept running. They took the guy that ran to him into the hospital. He had a great season at UNLV, but it was something about that game that I really think thrust him higher into the first round because it just showed how hard he was. UNLV, who you playing out there? But I think that game really helped him. So, every snap is a resume builder. Every play could change your life forever as a football player. You're out there risking your life. Every play could change your life. You need as many of them as you can. So the school says no, they're telling that player, your dreams don't matter as much as our pride. And that to me is unforgivable. Look, I get it. Some programs want to avoid the embarrassment. Some want to protect the brand. Some want to pretend they're above the grind. I get it. But here's the truth. If you're bowl eligible, you play. If you're bowl eligible, you just play. There are some teams that have been fined by their conference, but not nearly enough. Because $500,000 fine on a team that was going to go out and get $10 million and they're going to give the conference $3 million. The math ain't math. It's really stupid. It's just really stupid. Fans deserve better. Players deserve better, and sports deserves better. Declining the bowl game is like walking out of a fight after the bell rings. You just deuces, ding ding, and it happened before. Go look and see how pathetic that guy looks. Sign the contract to be there. They were gonna pay you $5,000 whether you get knocked out or win. You just need somebody to fill in. That dude looks across the room. That dude punching himself in the face, getting ready to go. And ding ding, dude was they run the bell to start the fight. He stepped out the ring, and I don't think that guy was ever allowed to fight again. I think he lost his license and he was done. But obviously, he made a business decision. He didn't want to no part of that guy across from him. He was done with that craziness. But players deserve better, man. Sports deserves better. Declining the bowl game, man, that's crazy to me. It's like, you get to graduation, you be like, yeah, man, you need to be right here because you're ahead of me. Man, I'm not walking. Why did you come? Why you come to graduation? You ain't going across the stage. No, man, I'm making the stands. You don't cherry pick your pride when kids' futures are on the line. And now to the Golden Domers, Notre Dame to be exact, to the Fighting Irish, except this year they're not fighting very much now, are they? They're kind of like folding Irish. They didn't make the playoffs. They're in their feelings. They butt hurt. And instead of like lacing them up for a bowl game, they took their ball and went home. I'm dropping another short on that tomorrow morning, 5 a.m. If you're getting yourself ready, check it out. Notre Dame, you built your brand on history, pride, and being independent, an independent powerhouse. The last one still standing. But when the chips are down, you showed your true colors. You weren't brave. You weren't bold. You were cowards. Yep. You robbed your own players of a chance to just shine. One more time for the Gipper. They did a movie, New Rock name? Yeah. Now y'all just gimped. One time they get drafted. One more time they get to prove themselves. One more time. Just one more time. That's not tradition. That's not even pride, man. That's quitting. And to be honest, in Tuscaloosa and Athens, Baton Rouge, and Norman, Oklahoma, quitting is just a sin you just can't forgive. So to every team with 6 wins, ducking bowls or better, like Notre Dame, shame on you. And at Notre Dame, thanks for reminding us why you're not in the playoffs, why you're not in a conference, and why you're not built for the grind, baby. Find yourself a conference. You can pause that Golden Dome all you want, but the shine is gone. It's gone forever. Just like this segment of the show. So finish what you start, suckers. Roll Tide to everybody else. 5 Adam, got a couple more things out here. Nolan Wilson, yeah, Howard. Woo! You got the defensive line. I still want a couple guys get a little more size on them. I don't want to get too small. Yeah. Stephen Mbowa. It's Nigerian. Dude is bad. I saw him the other day. I can't wait. I just hope he works the point he gets on the field. I hope he don't leave because he's been hanging around in the gray area for a minute. And here we got London Simmons will get more stronger and dominate. Yeah, man, we got linemen. I was trying to tell people, you can go get you a 320 pounders, but that's agile and hostile, or you can go get these bunch of edge rushers, some of them 285, making 305. Got to coach them up. That's what it's all about. But I want to thank you all for making Alabama great again. making Alabama great always. And, 5 Adam, thank you for joining me, putting in a little work today. And I think we had, who else that came through? Let's see. That was Z Harwell came through. I want to thank y'all for checking in with me. But I want to have a special shout out to B Sharp and the Sharpshooter Podcast, Kangaroo Black, Barrymore, The Long Run with Piano Man, and Rags and Fitness. These young men are all about the Crimson Tide. And say shout out to my brothers. I'm gonna give me a roll around to the Auburn Addicts Water Cooler Podcast. Bub and Old Man, it's SE season, and Dustin over at the Up Tempo Podcast. Congratulations on getting y'all a new coach. Huggy Beard, congratulations on getting half of your fandom a coach, and the other half of your fandom down there with the cinnamon rolls need a coach. You ain't gonna listen to me. Vandy Chris at the Golden Broom Podcast. Let me send my deepest sympathies to Vandy Nation for not making the CFP. I commend Clark Lee for saying that the blame lies within his team, not outside of his team. So, like I said, I'm gonna try to put something out every day when I hear things about the game, how the team is progressing. Keep your eye open for that. Please hit subscribe. Hit the like button. Subscribe, turn your notifications on because I got a lot of stuff I'm gonna be putting out. I will see you next Tuesday at 7 p.m. if the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise. With that, we will see you all next week, 7 p.m. right here on Around the Herd. Well, you know, we just we're gonna tell the truth best we know it. But always remember, roll tide.